Hello, world. Hello, world. Bonjour. Bonjour. Alright, folks. I'm gonna do a little hate watching here. I don't know how long I'm gonna last. I'm not gonna devote nearly as much time as I did the last time, but I gotta get a little bit of this goofball in. I really wish people in this area would pull their heads out of their asses and stop being adult bullies to everybody. I mean, I'm not really sure what the goal is here. Do you want our world to just incite hatred upon itself until we burn it down together? It's really mind-boggling to me how people can spew this vitriolic hatred for people they have never met, they have never had a conversation with, yet they're coming in believing some crazy-ass conspiracy theory. And trust me, there are conspiracies out there. That's why it is against the law, actually. Conspiracy is a crime. And Turtle Boy and Karen Reed and her attorneys, Alan Jackson and David Yanetti and Miss Little and attorney Melanie Little and the Glarer and Mike Crawford of the Young Jerks and Bryan of LTL and Sean McDonough of Going Through the Motions and Broken Baker and the 13th Juror. And I mean, it's like, these are all adults. A lot of them have children. And they spend their days on social media bullying other adults and sometimes children and or young adults and making bold-ass statements that are untrue, unfounded, there's zero evidence. And they're just throwing shit out there like they're literally in a fucking movie, Melanie Little. You are not on the stage. This is not a fucking movie. I really hope that you're proud of the mother that you are and the role model that you're being. Because your children, if they haven't already, will see your abhorrent behavior. And I tell you one thing, if you were my mom or related to me in any way, I would be ashamed. Because you are knowingly and with intent, with intent, hurting people. Throwing victims under the bus, calling actual victims fake victims, asking rhetorical questions that are absolutely asinine to continue the conspiracy theory. I mean, attorney Melanie Little, I even hate saying your name with the word attorney, but you know what? I used to think that I didn't like attorneys, but y'all have really put a bad taste in my mouth. Between you and Jackson and Yanetti and Little, the other Little, it's fucking disgusting. It's abhorrent. You all should be stripped of your licenses and thrown in jail for the shit that you are doing. Because you are not backing an innocent person. You have not been bamboozled by a bunch of ridiculous conspiracy theorists on social media. You are knowingly and with intention taking part of a innocence fraud campaign, which is inciting local terrorism in your communities. Mark Betterow, you disgusting little man. You will be stripped of your license as well. Why are you not filing motions, Mr. Betterow? Are you too scared to actually put this shit in actual legal documents for fear of losing your professional license because it's all a bunch of malarkey. And you're doing the same shit Jackson and Yanetti did in pretrial motions. You're fucking putting the storyline out there for social media to get one side of the story with your distorted goggles to believe in some bullshit. So by the time we get to court 3 years later, 50,000 YouTubers have helped one innocent woman or one guilty woman who murdered her boyfriend get her storyline straight because she's had all these people on social media practicing her storylines for her. And then the same thing goes with Aiden. Now you're starting to do that. You're starting to throw his shit out there in the social media realm to let it catch fire and let all these cult followers who have hive mentalities, who have no self-esteem, who have no self-respect, who have no integrity, who have no ethics, find a place that they can identify. And it's really sad because you're taking advantage of people that don't know better. These people that you have fooled clearly have not either watched the trial or read the documents, or they were so indoctrinated in your cult theories that by the time they did see it, they were so bought in to the bullshit that they literally cannot separate their own identity from the cult that they have found themselves in. It's pathetic, it's sad, it's weak. And this behavior has got to stop. Josh Levy, you need to come out and speak to the people instead of running away with your tail between your legs back out into the private sector. You are a public figure, you are corrupt, and you are at the helm of this bullshit getting off the ground. You owe it to all of these witnesses who have been terrorized by this cult, this mob of people that you have basically given the green light to by your unfathomable inaction and action. It's disgusting, and all of y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. And I hope that your kids and people that you love in your life see and hear the shit that you are doing to people. These are human beings. Human beings with a soul. They've been through trauma. They've been through tragedy. They are in shock and trying to walk through this with some grace and dignity. And you all can't afford them the peace of mind to grieve the loss of their loved one, testify in court for their loved one, start healing, and continuing to raise their families. You have victimized completely innocent people for years. And it's probably going to go on for many more years. And I know that y'all that are actually participating in this shit, I won't reach you. You won't care what my opinion is. I get that because you're psychopathic narcissists who do not care about other human beings. Because if you truly gave a shit about John O'Keefe, you would not be participating in any of these actions. You say that justice for John O'Keefe is freedom for Karen Reed. Well, that's a blatant lie. But let's just pretend that that's truth. It's your truth, okay? So we'll say Karen Reed is innocent for the purposes of this argument. You can support her without harassing John's family, his friends, his children, / niece and nephew. I just call them his children because he was raising them. And he was their funkle. If you gave a shit about him, you would not be creating charities in his name for the person on trial for his murder. The family knows what happened. They know Karen and they knew John. How many of y'all can say the same? Like, one of you? I mean, are there any of you that actually knew John? It's fucking disgusting. You think you know better than his family. Imagine if that was your son, or your brother, or your uncle, or your nephew. And you had thousands of people from all around the world campaigning terrorism in your face and the face of people that you care about in the wake of losing your loved one because they think that they fucking know better than you know about how your loved one died. Imagine that. Complete fucking strangers harassing you because they have inserted themselves into this fucked up social media innocence fraud campaign. And now they're going to attack you and your family and your friends relentlessly with zero ethics, integrity, honesty, anything above board. They don't give a shit. You cannot honestly believe that you are doing something good here. You can support Karen, which I highly, highly don't recommend because she is psychopathic. But if you want to, that's your prerogative. But you do not need to be harassing anybody that he cared about. You do not need to be doxing anybody that he cared about. You do not need to be using his name to raise money for his murderer. It's disgusting. Let's see what Glairer has to say, because Will is always so fucking intelligent. I can watch him for about 10 minutes.
Good morning. How you guys doing? There you go. So where's the class today? Where's all the people? You're like, come on.
So, like classic tunnel boy. Right? What does he do? He rolls up on these, walks out of the courthouse, takes a shit ton of pink shirts, and then looks around and then sees 2 fucking blue shirts. And it's like, and he's like, oh, I gotta ask. I gotta ask. It's my job. This is what I do. I gotta find out why, where's all of the support for Officer John O'Keefe? I mean, they're all for John O'Keefe, right? And justice for John O'Keefe, right? Because here's the thing, these pink shirt people, they're out there all the time. Every single hearing, dude. There's a handful of these people that are consistently out there and never miss a standout. They never miss a court hearing. They are there every time.
Do they work, Will? How can they possibly be at every event all day, every single time? Do they not have employment? How can they afford to just go have a barbecue on the lawn of the fucking courthouse? They have to pay for gas money, food and drink. Doesn't seem like they're working if they're just able to be there, for however many months the trial was, plus all of these pre-trial hearings that they have. I mean, I'm not really sure what your point is other than, yeah, they believe the stupid conspiracy. They don't know Karen Reed. They didn't know John O'Keefe. And if you've now spoken to Karen Reed and think that you know her, then you have just been sold a bill of goods, and I would like to sell you a bridge in London. I have a really beautiful golden bridge. Because it's bullshit. And you all do not know better about what happened to John O'Keefe than John O'Keefe's closest friends and family. And I don't know why anybody would think that they do. Like, okay, it's fun to go down a conspiracy theory for a little while, but this is just downright out of fucking control. Like, you don't treat people like shit when you're following a conspiracy theory. Follow it. Talk about it. You don't need to be hurting other people in the process. Have some fucking tact. It's for sale at Walmart, 2 for 1. Y'all better fucking go stock up. Buy yourselves some tact.
And you know why that is? Because they genuinely believe in something. When you genuinely believe in something, it's like what they say. It's like what they say when it comes to like exercise, right?
He's constantly talking about going to the gym. He's so fucking insecure in his manhood, it's disgusting. Yeah, they believe in something. What is it that they believe in? Do you think that maybe their friends and family would enjoy having them in their lives rather than them spending all of this time at a woman's trial that they don't even know? And oh, they're touting her. She's a fucking murder defendant. The feds have come in and they have left. They were done in March. They handed over 3,000 and some odd pages to both the Commonwealth and the defense when their investigation was over. It's been done since March. The FBI doesn't get up there and like make an announcement. We're done now. Just like they don't make an announcement that they're actually doing an investigation. Because that could be very detrimental to innocent people if they do look into something. If they came out and said, we're going to look into, Turtle Boy, and we think he murdered John O'Keefe. They're going to make that announcement, then they're going to do their investigation, and then they're going to get back on TV and say, okay, we're done now. He's cleared. Like, no, because now he's permanently lost his career, his loved ones, his relationships. That's not how the feds work. And Josh Levy owes every single fucking person that's been following this case an explanation. And I really hope Michael Proctor sues the shit out of him and Alan Jackson and Yanetti for civil rights violations, because I really, truly believe that he has a rock-solid case, and those fuckers have money. They have disrupted so many lives. They have knowingly and with intention hurt the parents, the sibling, the in-laws, the niece and nephew / children, and all of the people that this man loved. The man that's now passed away. The murder trial that we are at, or have been at, or the hearings that we're now attending. Like, this is what you do. You think that because you're passionate about what? About what? Corruption? There's plenty of fucking places to look for corruption. Why don't you go help them figure out more in the Sandra Birchmore case? Clearly there's corruption there. The feds have came in and investigated and didn't find a damn thing. If they would have found something, trust and believe it would have been brought out in the first trial. That's how they got Michael Proctor's personal text messages for the first trial. That's what Alan Jackson does. That's his MO. He re-victimizes victims. He fucks with and twists and turns reality into something else. He is a professional gaslighter. I feel extremely sorry for his wife and children. I truly do. I really hope that they have fled and get as far away from him as they possibly can. This man has no ethics, no integrity, no morals, no values. I cannot imagine having a man like that in my life that I sleep next to. Oh, no. Be passionate. I love passion. You can clearly tell I'm passionate. But I'm passionately about honest and integrity and standing up to bullies. I really hope that the Commonwealth is building a RICO charge case for all of you assholes that are involved in this shit. Because you know the truth. And every single fucking one of you creators that push this shit know the truth. And whether you're being paid directly from Reed and her team, or you're just simply grifting, you're getting lots of money. Bryan at LTL is like, let's donate to Turtle Boys Fund. Let's donate to Karen. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to donate 30% of all of my donations tonight. And I'll add them all up and I'll post them on my website. You know what, Bryan? Why do they have to give you money in order to help them? It's a nice little con. Not very intelligent for people that actually have a brain. I feel like at this point, most of the people that are in your little cult are literally choosing to be ignorant, to play dumb, or they have no ability to critical think. Like, you can't, with any sort of intellectual honesty, tell me that you believe that Karen Reed is factually innocent. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. The thing that scares me is that they have created this cult. And there are probably a lot of very innocent people that are literally brainwashed. And it's really unfortunate because what are they going to do when this whole thing goes up in flames? Because it will. It's already starting to. And now with Turtle Boy's trial coming up and all these fucking stupid motions, these cases are going to be intertwined. Thank God, I hope. Judge Bev didn't let it come in last time. I think it needs to come in. It needs to be in because the jury needs to understand why Jen McCabe will not let Alan Jackson twist her fucking words on the stand. Jen McCabe is a strong warrior of a woman. She will not be gaslit by some slick asshole named Alan Jackson. She will not let him twist her words. Now, I know what's going on. So to me, I see reality when I see her. Now, if you've been told that she's this evil, vile creature, and you've bought into this whole idea that she is like from the dark side and helped cover up the murder of one of her best friends. Her children were friends with his children. She's gonna just wipe him off the planet for funsies and go home and Google, research how long he should be out there suffering before he actually truly passes, right? Like literally, you guys still believe this? I mean, I can't even fucking get that far. How does this not fall apart for you and your brains? But, okay, so you've had 2.5, 3 years to be indoctrinated into this bullshit conspiracy theory with all these different personalities coming out and telling you all of these lies that you believe is the truth. And you never go research the opposite side. If you live in echo chambers, you will never evolve as a human being. We all need to surround ourselves with different people from different backgrounds, with different opinions, with different perspectives, who have far different life experiences, and guess what? Who disagree. This social movement that is egregiously happening horrifies me for society. Because this is going to be an entire generation, if we're not careful, that we're going to be raising an entire generation who does not know how to critical think, who cannot fathom disagreeing with somebody without degrading them, putting them down, calling them names. They cannot communicate with one another. They don't even know how to have a simple conversation, much less a disagreement. If everybody behaved the way these people behave, our fucking world would collapse in a month. We would all be dead. We would be battling each other. Is that what we want, America? And Australia, since some of y'all ladies over in Australia really believe that this murderer is innocent? Tell me how. Tell me why. And my concern is for those people who literally do believe in this shit. And it will be exposed. The truth is coming out. Now, whether you're even able to see it, I don't know, because I've never been in a fucking cult and I've never been brainwashed. But I've watched documentaries about these things, and these people are traumatized for the rest of their lives. The healing process is constant. And this is with like, for example, maybe some teenagers, or young adults get caught up in something and their parents intervene and they kidnap them to bring them home basically from this cult because they're not allowed to talk to their family. They're so indoctrinated into this that they don't want to talk to their family. And then somehow, by the grace of God, let's say these parents are able to, for example, maybe kidnap their daughter back and bring her home against her will and try to start deprogramming her. And with all of that love around her, with all of that 24-hour, 7-day-a-week surveillance from people that love her, she may never recover. And if she does, it takes years. It takes a ton of support. And these people don't have that, because what happens is y'all take your money and run. None of these creators give two shits about any of you. So I ask, are you doing this for fun? Because if you are, that's disgusting. And I hope that you will rethink taking that action in the future. Because this could be your loved one. This could be your loved one's murder trial. This could be thousands of people that don't know you or your lost loved one who come and boo you and swear at you and call you names when you're going to court for the person that you loved at their murder trial. And they're raising money for their murderer in your relatives or loved one's name. Please think about that. Is that okay with you? Are you okay with being that kind of person? Is that the kind of role model that you want to be to your children, your niece and nephews, your students, your parents even? I mean, we're all role models for each other, for our friends. Is that the kind of person that you are proud to be? Because I can tell you, when this falls apart, if you actually are able to see through this veil and see the truth, nobody is going to be there to pick up the pieces for you that you think are your friends in this cult. They will turn on you. You will become public enemy number one. Sean McDonough is a prime example of them throwing, everybody loves Sean McDonough, right? He comes out and says some truth. I don't even know if he understands the gravity of the information that he put out. And it wasn't like he's exposed any secrets. Everything that he exposed, the police already have that information. Law enforcement has had all of that for a long time. So he didn't put the law onto anybody. The only thing he did was maybe cause some people in the social media realm to think, what the fuck is this about? And what did they do? They all came out and said, he's crazy. This is unacceptable. Whatever he said was so detrimental to Karen. Well, if you all believe in her actual factual innocence so much, Will, Melanie Little, Mike Crawford, Sean McDonough, Bryan from LTL, Broken Baker, all you assholes, if she is factually innocent, how can Sean McDonough expose anything that will be detrimental to her? If she's innocent, she's innocent. If there are texts between people, maybe y'all should think about what those texts say and what they mean and what they're pointing to. Because it's time for a reality check. If you aren't brainwashed yet, please run. Don't walk. Run away. Get as far away from these creatures as you can. Get off social media just take it a day at a time. Spend some time in nature. Go camping. Go swimming. Go kayaking. Go fly a kite. Get a puppy and play with your puppy. Go volunteer to do some volunteer work and actually be of service to other human beings in a positive way. Get away from the negative assholes that want to provoke you into taking actions that you likely would never take. Pretend like this is over and Karen Read is either in jail, which is my personal preference, prison, or she's walking free. Okay, the trial's been over for a year. Are you going to be proud of the person that you were by participating or standing by while Paul O'Keefe and Mr. and Mrs. O'Keefe and the children and all of the families, the Proctors, the Alberts, the McCabe's, the Roberts, all of these families? Are you going to be proud of how you treated them and how you stood by and let others treat them? Are you going to be proud of that? Are your kids going to be proud of that? Are the people that love you going to be proud of that person? Please think about it. You have a choice. Every minute you can make a different choice. Change your mind. It's easy. You have the prerogative to change your mind. Seek honesty. Seek truth. Seek justice. Do not live in an echo chamber. You will never, ever, ever grow if you just agree with everybody and everything and go along with this story. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. How is that enjoyable? Don't y'all like to actually use your brains? Don't you want to expand and expound upon your knowledge and grow as a human being? Don't you want to get constructive criticism and understand how to do better and be better and grow as a human? We are put on this earth to love one another. That is the purpose of life, is love. This is not love. Again, if you want to support her, go for it. You do not need to be dirty. You do not need to allow other people to be dirty. You do not need to stand for bullying. These people are in their 40s, 50s, 60s. And then, I don't know, I'm sure there's younger ones that are involved in this, 20s, 30s, 40s. They're adults acting a fool. This would be shameful behavior for a kindergarten student, a 5-year-old. But these are adults with fully formed brains, with life experience. And I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me, but I implore you to trust me, because I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not gaining anything from this. This is a public service announcement. These people, these creators that push this shit are fucking lying to you. This is all a fucking made up bullshit movie. All of this information has come directly from Karen Reed and her attorneys, directly to Turtle Boy, who then espouses all of this information to all of these different personalities on YouTube. So you get Melanie Little's cult, you get, the Glairs following, LTL's following, the Young Jerks following, Going Through the Motions following. You get all these different personalities who attract all these different types of people who are good people with intelligent minds, who then meet these asshole conspirator criminals who are literally lying to you every single day and taking your money and turning off their computer and laughing all the way to the bank. All the views, all the memberships, all the donations, all the super chats, all the bullshit that they are making thousands of dollars. Rumor is Turtle Boy's been making $40,000 to $50,000 a month. A month! That's more than a lot of fucking people making a year, people. Like, it's fucking disgusting. And now there's, whispers about people literally taking part of the defense fund. I mean, you're literally paying YouTube creators to lie to you. They don't give a shit about you. They will gaslight you for as long as they possibly can. And if you call them out on their shit, they will be defensive. They will get pissed. They will boot you. They will turn on you. They will not allow you back in their chat. And they will ostracize you. And likely try to terrorize you in some way. If that happens to you, please just walk away. Don't play into it. Again, get off social media, go spend time in nature. Don't allow them to have that power over you. If you see the light, just walk away. If you're brave, stand up to these assholes, because they're hurting people. They're hurting a lot of good people. And we as the American people should be aghast. It's abhorrent, it's vile, it's disgusting, it's unethical, and you know what else? It's fucking illegal. This is a conspiracy. And they are making money. Lots of money. And many of you that donate probably don't have enough money to go buy yourself a cup of soup. If you're going to you're sitting out there for 3 months at a trial, I mean, excuse me if I'm wrong, but are you working? Because that doesn't sound like people that have an income that can just take 3 months off of work to go sit outside a courthouse. And you know what the biggest problem with that is? You're not watching the trial. You're not watching the evidence come out in court. You're watching your favorite creator narrate some bullshit twist on how they want it to appear to you, because they're professional gaslighters. Melanie Little is a fucking wannabe actress. You can find her shit online. I'm so disgusted by that woman, because I know that a lot of young women look up to her. And she is the worst kind of person. And this alter ego that y'all have given Karen, you're bringing your children to this and holding her up like she's some kind of fucking hero. She murdered her boyfriend. And left him there to die in the cold by himself in a blizzard. Knowingly. And again, you don't have to believe me. This shit will come out in trial. I watched Hank Brennan today. That man has more class in his fucking little pinky toe than all of these assholes have in their entire beings put together. He is going to destroy Karen Reed's narrative. She will be exposed for the disgusting person that she is. I have all the faith in the world in that man. He is confident. He doesn't give a shit about any of these stupid social media actors. That's what they are. They're actors and actresses. They are literally pretending like they are fucking on a movie set. Sean McDonough keeps saying it as if, you know, it's a weird, ironic, fucked up twist in some of quoting John O'Keefe. But I think he's literally talked himself into that idea. Like he's on a fucking movie set. I mean, he's on the YouTube, so, I mean, technically he's in a movie, right? All these assholes are in their own movies. And I tell you what, if you ask an honest question and you say, you know what? It is kind of weird, Melanie. You know, if one of you, you know, go into Melanie's chat, and the only way she'll actually read your chat is if you give her a super chat. Those are all she reads. So you have to give her money in order to even communicate with the bitch. And she is a bitch. And if you don't believe me, you'll soon see. She doesn't deserve your loyalty, because she won't give you hers. So here's a little social experiment. Go in her chat tomorrow, because I'm sure she'll be doing 15 streams tomorrow. That woman, that's all she does with her life, is on YouTube. I'm sure she's making lots of money. So that's why she's doing it. Rumor is she got fired after the last trial. Not really so much fired as just told that they weren't going to pay her anymore for a while because they were drained, and she got pissed off. Rumor, it has been stated by at least 3 credible sources, but I haven't personally confirmed that, but I've done my own research, and I know for a fact that woman knows that Karen Reed is guilty. I know for a fact that she is conspiring with this team of bad actors on YouTube and the fucking defense team and the Reed family. This is what we call RICO charges. This is how they used to have to charge people in the mob. Melanie Little, remember the mob in those New York streets when they had to take down mobsters with RICO charges? Tax evasion? Just thinking about Turtle Boy, he's probably going to get tax evasion charges too. Because you have to cut all the heads off this dragon. You can't arrest him one at a time. It happened once with Turtle Boy. He went to jail. And what happened? All these little fucking assholes took orders from him from jail. And this is why they have to all be taken down at the same time. It's dangerous. If any parents out there hear me, please talk with your children or your loved ones, your niece and nephews, your college-aged friends. This needs to be discussed, because this is not an isolated incident. This happens to be the one that I got sucked into, totally not expecting it, totally not even interested in the Karen Reed case. Basically watched it begrudgingly the first day. Then started to see that this bullshit narrative in the public was innocence fraud. Started figuring it out. And now I'm enraged. Because this isn't just innocent people believing in a single woman rising above corruption from the state government, and she's so strong, and she's so good, and she's so moral, and she's so full of integrity and she's not going to back down. She's not going to cower to the weight of the Commonwealth. I mean, no. She is a coward psychopath. She intentionally ran into her boyfriend. She was driving forward, leaving, threw her car into reverse, and this is proven by the data that's already come out in court, but all of you that want to believe in her fucking innocence so badly, you literally pretend like shit isn't said when it's said. You literally pretend like the 227 thing hasn't been debunked. You literally pretend like all of the information that Ian Whiffen and Jessica Hyde gave y'all. I mean, Ian Whiffen is like the top dog at Celebrate. Celebrate is world renowned. You all trust and know Celebrate. But why not? Why are you thinking that now this one time in Karen Reed's case, Celebrate is going to walk into this courtroom in the Commonwealth and lie their asses off to convict an innocent woman? Why would Celebrate do that? Do you think it might be more likely that the actual defendant could possibly be guilty? And if so, she might actually be lying? Do you think that's possible? Do you think she might be lying? Because she is. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so those of you that believe in your all-knowing, strong Melanie Little, who you think is so empowered, but she's really a weak coward, go into her chat tomorrow and just ask a very benign question that could lean in the direction of Karen's guilt. Like, I wonder why Carrie Roberts, she testified that Karen called her at 5 o'clock in the morning and screamed at her that John was dead and immediately hung up the phone and then called her back and said, I think he got hit by a snowplow. So why would Karen Reed wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning with this idea in her head that her boyfriend was dead? Have you ever done that in all of your life? Have you ever been separated in some way by your significant other? Maybe they went out and you weren't feeling well, or maybe they went out for the after party and you had to get up for work early, so you went home before them. And maybe they, partied it up pretty hard and didn't make it home by their normal time. Did you ever wake up and think, oh my God, they're dead? I bet you haven't. I bet you haven't. And if you did think that, what were the steps that you took? Did you call 911? Did you call his friends? Did you drive to where the last place was that you left him to see if he was there, to see if he was okay? And then here's one for you. How about when they actually do, she goes and gets her next victims, Carrie Roberts and Jen McCabe, and they go back and they do find John. Karen has brought her next two victims to be witness to her, air quote, discovery of John in the yard. Now ask yourself, if that was you and you dropped off your significant other at some friend's house, you went home, slept, woke up worried, you went looking for him, you found him in the yard of the place that you left him, what would you do? You know what I would do? I would turn to Jen McCabe and say, what the fuck happened to my man last night? I would run into that house. I would be banging on that fucking door. I would demand answers. I would be telling every police officer there, you fucking figure out what happened in this house. I left him here with his friends last night. That's what I'd be doing. I don't know. You don't put your car in reverse at 24 miles per hour for 62 feet at 75% of the accelerator pushed by accident. That doesn't happen by accident. Have you ever went in reverse by 24 miles per hour ever in your life? Some of you maybe have gotten close. Have you done it by accident? If your bells and whistles are going off in your car, do you think you might be a little leery about maybe you hit something? Do you think that if you made contact with a human body, you might hear something? Do you think the anti-lock brakes that one? She didn't even tap the brakes, people. She did not tap the brakes. She did not brake. That is not an accident. That is second-degree murder. So for all of y'all that want to say she was overcharged, explain to me how she was accidentally throwing her car into reverse at 24 miles per hour for 60-some feet, 75% of that gas pushed down, bells and whistles going off, anti-lock brakes kicking in. Explain to me how that's an accident, how she wouldn't know that she did something, how she wouldn't be aware that she was taking an action that she knows could cause great bodily harm or death. I think if I'm going 24 miles per hour in reverse anywhere, that's pretty dangerous. If I make a decision to do that, I better have a damn good reason to do it. And I will do it knowing that it's dangerous and that I will have to be accountable if something goes wrong. Not Karen Reed, though. She doesn't want to take accountability for anything. So instead of actually taking accountability and doing a year in jail, she creates this absolute fucking chaos in the whole fucking country. I mean, mostly in that area, but there are people all over the world beyond this country that are following this, that think that they know better than the O'Keefe family. That Karen Reed is such a blissful goddess of morality. It's disgusting. Anyway, I still don't ever finish my sentence about going into Melanie's chat and saying, so I wonder why, Carrie Roberts said that that Karen called her at 5 o'clock in the morning and said John was dead. Do you find that suspicious, Attorney Melanie Little? Just, real casual, don't be like accusatory, like Karen Reed is guilty. Like I'm telling you, I wonder, why would she say that? Why would Karen say that to Carrie at 5 o'clock in the morning? What in the world why would she do that? Or ask her why she wouldn't have immediately, when they found him, turned to Jen McCabe and start questioning her and telling all of the police officers that something happened in that house immediately. Why wouldn't she have done that? Just ask Melanie Little. Say, this is what I would have done, wouldn't you? See what she says. And then just kind of like push it, Because I can tell you, she's going to be a little snipey about it. Because she's a bitch like that. And with her fucking actress faces that she makes, like, literally, I just want to vomit. I literally got physically ill from her watching her. It's so disgusting. I'm not making that up at all. Like, I literally was nauseated from her fucking shenanigans. Because this isn't innocent. Just like Karen Reed running into John was not an accident. None of these creators and their fucking actions are by accident. They are all conspiring together. And it will be exposed. The question is, if you've been brainwashed, are you going to be able to see the truth? Do you have support around you your loved ones, like physically people in your life that can be there for you and support you to bring you back to reality. I'm not making light of this. I'm literally asking, because these people will not support you. They're going to turn on each other. You've started to see it happen with Sean. All this little shit. It's all going to start getting exposed because they've all got dirt on each other. They're all extorting and blackmailing and fucking, you know, because none of them are good people. You would not be terrorizing the friends and family of a Boston police officer who got run over by his psychotic girlfriend, left in the cold to die, all by himself while his friends don't even know that he's fucking there. I can't imagine the pain that those friends and family, it's like literally, it's unfathomable. And then she goes to his house like a fucking burglar in the night and starts making phone calls to her daddy as a 43-year-old woman. Yeah, Turtle Boy, I don't think that she's calling her daddy to tell him that she got in a fight with John as a 43-year-old woman. So why is she calling him? I haven't called my parents since I was like 16 after 10 o'clock at night because it's just not respectful. And the only reason I would ever do it, which was probably a couple times, would be in the case of an emergency. She didn't get a hold of him from all the evidence that I've seen until the morning. And that's when he called to get her sectioned. Because he's little Mr. Smarty Pants, and he knows that if she gets sectioned, the cops can't question her. Because if those police officers and emergency people on scene, they were there to save John's life. So all y'all that want to fucking throw shade at them and say, why didn't they arrest her right there? Their main priority was getting him to the hospital and saving his life. And none of them thought that his girlfriend, it was like, none of these people immediately thought Karen Read could do something like this. Even people that didn't know her, it's like, would not be your first thought. Well, okay, we found a man out here in the yard. Clearly, his ex-girlfriend must have hit him. By the time they started putting it together, they couldn't even call in crime scene until John was pronounced. I don't know why. I think that's a protocol. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way that they have to handle that there. And the state troopers can't come in, or the Mass State Police crime unit can't come in until his time of death is called, I think. I maybe am remembering that wrong, but I feel like that was their protocol. Regardless, it was vicious. And if you think that one woman's drunken behavior excuses all of this chaos that she has caused in his friends and family's lives, and thousands, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people's lives around the world, with the help of all of these assholes, these creators. And they're all lying.
So, like classic Turtle Boy, right? What does he do? He rolls up on, bucks out of the courthouse, sees a shit ton of pink shirts, and then looks around and sees two fucking blue shirts. And he's like, oh, I gotta ask. Let's find out. This is what I do. I gotta find out why, where's all of the support for Officer John O'Keefe? I mean, they're all for John O'Keefe, right? And justice for John O'Keefe, right? Because here's the thing, these pink shirt people, they're out there all the time. Every single hearing, dude. There's a handful of...
See, this is another talking point that they all say, right? Where are all the police officers supporting John O'Keefe? They all want to throw shade. Like, what is it exactly that you're doing? Are you undercutting that John actually had friends that loved him, and you're questioning why his friends aren't there? Are you saying that these cult people that you've brainwashed into believing this woman that they don't even know, did not do what she's on trial for, and therefore they're excusing all of your bad behavior, that they're somehow better than the people that do believe and do support John O'Keefe, the people that sit out there all day, every day, go to all of this shit, it's obsessive behavior. They have found their identity in this group of people, which is why they can't get out of it. Because if they leave the group, they lose their identity. That is what happens with people who are not mentally well, not strong in self-esteem, identity, morals, ethics, values, strong support system. This is not indicative of people who have functional and healthy lives. People with functional, healthy lives, with people who love and support them with things in their lives that matter, do not have the time or the energy or the money to do all of this shit that FKR demands of people and that these people obsessively do. You brainwash them and make them feel like they're doing something good. They're fighting for a good cause. They're standing up to the man. They're fighting corruption, which is great. You all should be fighting corruption. But what's going to happen when they find out that you're the corruption? That Karen Reed is the corruption? That her attorneys are the corruption? That all of your asses hopefully end up in prison? What are they going to do? You don't care. I know you don't care because you couldn't give a shit less about any of these people. You wouldn't be able to do what you're doing if you had a conscience. You wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You wouldn't be able to continue to behave in this reckless, immature, idiotic, I can't think of even strong enough words for this type of behavior. No. John O'Keefe's friends are police officers with jobs, a lot of them. And if they're not police officers, they probably likely have families and other jobs and may not live close. And also, they don't want to, first of all, they want to actually watch the trial. There's no reason for his support to go stand outside of the courthouse while his murder trial is going on. They will either be inside with his family if there's a seat or two free, or they're probably at work, or they're going to be at home with their family watching the trial when they get home from work and done with supper. And they're going to watch the shit unfold in the sanctity and safety of their own homes with their own loved ones, and begin to heal. What is it going to do if 5,000 people show up wearing blue? It's not going to help. It's not going to help John. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help his family. I mean, I'm sure they'd like to see support, but I think that they know that John was loved. Look at his funeral. Did you see that funeral? That Karen she couldn't help herself. She had to belittle the integrity and the beauty of that ceremony, of that beautiful man's life. She couldn't help herself. She had to shit talk that too. You cannot look at John O'Keefe's ceremony. I like to call it a celebration of life service, and think that he does not have all of the love in the world, all of the respect in the world. Where are all of Karen's friends? People that actually know her. Where's her sister? I'm just asking because I literally don't know. I've heard she has a sister who doesn't really probably buy her shit. So she's probably the black sheep of the family and accosted from the family because her narcissistic, psychopathic sister's on trial for murder that she committed. Nobody in their family can fucking face reality and own their own shit. They look so stupid and they don't care. All of you look so stupid to people with any kind of intelligence. And you don't care. You don't even have enough self-esteem to be authentically a shithead. Why don't you authentically just say, this is a fucking sham, and I know y'all know it's a sham. I mean, you can't honestly, be honestly, intellectually honest about all of the shit that you've watched over the last year and really truly believe that she's still innocent. So let's just call a spade a spade. She's guilty as fuck. We're going to pretend like she's not. Keep giving me your money, and let's keep harassing and doing all of these awful, disgusting tactics and hope that we don't all go to prison. Just be an authentic shithead. You show yourself. It leaks out constantly in everything that y'all say. I mean, it's like, I can't. I can't.
These people that are consistently out there and never miss a standout, they never miss a court hearing, they are there every time. And you know why that is? Because they genuinely believe in something. When you genuinely believe in something, it's like what they say. It's like what they say when it comes to like exercise, right? They say to you, and it doesn't just apply to exercise; it applies to everything. They'll say, "Oh my God, there you go." They'll say, "You'll find a way. If it's not important to you, you'll find an excuse."
Again, I defer back to all of my previous statements. People have lives, jobs, families, responsibilities. Going and standing outside of the courthouse and not watching the trial or not being at work or not being with friends and family doesn't help anybody. It just is your fucked up way of thinking that you're better people. And you're somehow undercutting all the love and support that John O'Keefe has in his community and beyond. I don't know the man, and I fucking love him and his family. I wish I could give them all hugs. Again, I'm an empath, so I'm one of those crazy people that, like, I just love people. I authentically want to reach out to y'all, and I've thought about it, and I've tried. But it didn't take me long to figure out that I can't draw out human qualities in people that don't have human qualities. You don't have empathy. I can't appeal to your empathetic system. I can't appeal to your good-heartedness because it's all a fraud. You don't have a good heart. You are a bully. You are an adult bully. And if somebody that supports you says something that you don't like, you ostracize them. You've learned your tactics from Turtle Boy. Nobody is allowed to dissent. Nobody is allowed to have their own idea, thought, opinion. If it doesn't follow my tagline, then get the fuck out of here. If you don't like me calling John O'Keefe's family names and the people that he loved names, then get the fuck out of here. You don't belong here. I don't fucking care about you. I mean, he literally tells you that shit. Why don't you actually listen to him? Why don't you listen to these people when they tell you who they are? I mean, Melanie Little takes awful snipes talking about John O'Keefe's kids and his family. I mean, it's just like, again, she has selective fucking hearing and selective fucking memory. We know that those children, I know that she watched Paul O'Keefe's interview because she did it on national fucking YouTube, okay? And she was a total bitch through the whole thing. Condescending, telling his family that they're awful people and that they shouldn't have involved his children and how awful people they are for involving his children. Paul told us that his children wanted to do it. The niece wanted to do it, and the nephew looks up to the niece and said, if my sister's going to do it, I'm going to do it. They wanted to do it. And then you're talking about the niece's medical records. You're literally, this is how you're like, she's like very it's very a manipulative way of bullying, because if you don't have life experience enough to see this shit in people, you think that, oh yeah, she's, Melanie Little, she's just a great person. She's literally calling out the fact that John O'Keefe's niece is on the civil suit, right? Because she was a victim of Karen Reed that morning, fucking waking her up screaming that John was dead. Yeah, she was victimized. That's traumatic. But then Melanie Little has the audacity to, on her YouTube channel where she gets tens of thousands of views daily, lets everybody know that the niece's medical files and all of the mental health counseling that she may have had to go through for the passing of her mother and her father and now her uncle. Melanie Little's bitch ass, coward ass, sick ass, fuck ass. That is not a victim's advocate. A victim's advocate, a person who has empathy, a person who has a conscience, a person who cares about people, and young people at that, are not going to say shit like that on their YouTube. As if the O'Keefe family did something wrong by suing their son's murderer, as if the niece did something wrong by standing strong in her power, in her truth, and doing right by her funkle, and putting herself out there for discovery. But you're going to draw all their attention to people, so what? They can bully her with that shit? How sick are you, Melanie Little? You literally need to get your head examined. It's really disgusting. And again, I truly hope that anybody that looks up to you as a role model, whether that be a child or any young attorney or any, law student that looks up to this woman, maybe you should think about if this is the kind of woman that you want to be when you're looking back over your life. You want to be a 50, I don't know how old she is, I'm guessing 50 something, and your life is on YouTube doing streams every day, being a bully to victims and their families, helping incite hatred towards victims, yet in the next breath calling herself a victim's advocate because she did a civil suit for some women that were abused by priests. So she's a victim's advocate, and she likes to stand on that and be proud of that. But yet she's over here talking about John O'Keefe's niece, who's lost 3 parents now, and shaming the family for following her own wishes, her requests, and then leaking out shit that could be detrimental, that could cause further harm if people want to be bullies like her. It's disgusting.
Wise words, right? I've seen people, since I started following this case, people who have been in my chat since the very, very beginning, because they were that dedicated. Oh, there's a new guy talking about Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. There's a new guy doing it. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, he's open to trying to understand it because he doesn't understand it yet. Let's help him through the chat. That's how this started off with me. And those people are consistently out there all the time. All the time.
Again, that is obsession, and it is mental illness. That is not being passionate and standing up for what's right and what's good. Because beyond the fact that this is very obsessive behavior, being in chat rooms all day and living in echo chambers and going to all these standouts and doing all of this shit and spending your hard-earned money or donations, I don't fucking know. When your life becomes that's not healthy. This is, again, a public service announcement. If that is how you are spending every single day of your life, and you are not spending it with true friends, with people that you grew up with, who you've been friends with for years, family members, who maybe because of this, you've, like we've all heard Rita yelling outside the courthouse about how they've lost their family members because they have disagreements about this case. Maybe you should have a conversation with the people that loved you, supported you, know you, rather than all these strangers that claim that they're doing something good, when if you really take this time to look at it and take a step back and look at what you're actually doing, it's very, very harmful. So then he goes on to say that he was educated by all of these people in his chat about this case. That's another point I need to make. Again, this is why it's important for y'all to understand that it doesn't matter if you don't listen to Turtle Boy. It doesn't matter if you don't listen to The Glare. It doesn't matter if, you know, the one person you go to is Melanie Little or the one person you go to is Young Jerks, which I know y'all don't because you're, like, this is obsessive shit. I know, like, just from watching the little bit of these assholes that y'all, you know, go into each other's chats because you, like, literally send each other. Melanie ends a stream and sends y'all over to The Glare. So now you're spending 3 hours over there. You just got done with 5 hours over there. It's like, oh my God. Do you have any responsibilities that you need to do for you and the people in your life? Think about it. Now, as far as this point that he's making here, this is the problem with echo chambers. This is how I began reaching out to people like this who I thought had been bamboozled, who I thought literally needed to have a respectful conversation with somebody who saw through this shit. Little did I know at that point that they all fucking knew damn well what they were doing. It didn't take me long to figure it out because I'd reach out to them in a very polite and respectful way and ask to have a discussion with them, ask them to interact with me. They refused. They shut me out. They blocked me. They deleted my posts. They would only put me up long enough to see a comment and then demean me without me even being able to have a conversation with them. JFK allowed me to speak. I was trying to be super graceful and not really come out with what I was going to say to him because I didn't want to do it on his live stream. I was tiptoeing. And then we started getting into something. I don't remember exactly what it was. And he hung up on me. Because y'all don't want to hear the truth. And if you don't surround yourself with people who think differently, who disagree with you, you should always surround yourself with people who disagree with you. That is the only way that we grow and evolve as human beings. If you're sitting in rooms all day with no dissenting disagreements, and I don't mean little shit like, well, I think that, you know, this happened at 6, and then the next person says, no, I think you're wrong. I think it happened at 6:05. I'm not talking about little shit like that. I'm saying, like, the big picture shit. Like, why do you think there is such a divide? The people that are John O'Keefe supporters, like, that are trying to fight against this pink mob, literally, I'm assuming most of them started out like I did, came in really respectful, trying to have conversations, and then soon realized that we're not going to be heard. I mean, I literally started this channel just to fucking try and have a voice at all because they wouldn't even have a conversation with me, which was very telling because I know that they're scared. They know that they don't have the truth on their side, and they're scared of their audience being exposed to actual facts because they just put the shiny lipstick on a pig and throw it in the pen and pretend like it's not a pig. It's all the same shit. If you're not reading court documents and interpreting the evidence for yourself and actually watching the trial without the commentary of these asshole talking heads, or if you're at least if you're gonna watch one of them, go to, there's not a lot of people that do it. You got to go to Kevin most likely. You know, everybody that was on YouTube that had a following has been denigrated and canceled and constantly berated and told, like, all of their history, whether it's true or not, lots of lies, plus some truth. We all have shit in our past, folks. It's okay. We're all human. If we don't make wrong decisions, we don't grow either. If you just do the safe shit, you're going to be a very tiny person who doesn't grow at all. You've got to take chances. You got to do shit that you're like, shit, that probably wasn't the best way to go do that. I better learn from that and try it different next time. That's okay. We're all human. And that's what all of our scars are, what makes us lovable. But not to these vicious bullies. Why do you think that is? You don't even see this kind of divide when it comes to politics. They have to make enemies out of the people that know the truth, have the truth, because they have to shut them down. They have to make these people look like awful people so that the general public won't listen to them. And then they berate anybody that does and makes them scared to have their own ideas or opinions. This is how it works, folks. It's like, this is how fucking brainwashing works. And this is the problem with hive thinking and people that haven't been in social situations where they're able to build their confidence and have self-esteem and actually create meaningful relationships in their lives and have friends of 20, 30, 40 years. Because all they do is spend all their time on Facebook and Twitter bitching about other people's shit. It's really scary and sad. You've got to surround yourself with people who have different ideas. And you've got to enjoy that. Enjoy that intellectual stimulation. And listen to people when they tell you who they are. The last review I did with the glare, I mean, it was constant with him fucking leaking out. He doesn't give a shit about anybody. He's doing this for the money. Go back and watch it. It ended up being a ridiculously long stream because I talk like I'm a talker and I am passionate about this. But
so that's because they truly believe in what they're doing and why they're doing what they're doing. They always find a way to be out there and support. Because I guarantee you, if you ask Kate Peter, well, Kate Peter actually has a good excuse. She has a restraining order against her. So she has a good excuse.
See, Kate Peter is a highly intelligent person who literally went and got every single court document, who's read all of those court documents, and who's shared facts on her YouTube channel. And these people are scared of her. So, yeah, she's got some shit in her past. They dramatize it and put her on blast for anything from her past. And it's like, okay, I mean, that says more about the kind of people you are. And it scares me that the people that follow these people don't see that and recognize that that's telling you who these people are. Go watch Kate Peter, Mass Mafia Official on YouTube. Go back to her shit when she started covering this. She will walk you through the facts. Same with Twisted Tragedies. All of these people that were strong in the truth, they found the truth. They told the truth. They are still telling the truth. And they're completely pulverized, but they're strong. It's not like they give a shit. They're doing something productive with their lives, which will be revealed. And these guys are all scared shitless of them. Which is why there's not a lot of channels that are, like, on that side anymore. Because they don't need to, like, spend their days and nights fucking spouting off shit. They've solved the puzzle. Domestic abuse that turned into murder. And Karen Reed is a psychopath. And she's incited all this hatred and craziness. She's making everybody believe that they're doing good when they're really doing so much damage. She doesn't give a shit. None of these creators give a shit. They're making thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And I promise you, she's not $5 million in the hole. And I promise you, she's not waiting to test carpet. She doesn't need your money to test carpet. These are all her little manipulative, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, throw that out there to, pull on people's heartstrings. She's had a carpet that could exonerate her. Don't you think that's the first fucking thing they would have spent their money on? Don't you think fucking Alan Jackson and Yanetti would be standing up in court demanding that they test this fucking carpet? And, if the Commonwealth wants to do their extractions forensically, then they're welcome to do it, but making these announcements to the court, nope, she doesn't need to do that. She can't decide which area of the carpet to test, and she doesn't have $5,000 to spend on it, but she can fly Alan Jackson back and forth and Little back and forth, and this insane fucking dog expert, not expert, that they're gonna fly out from California. I cannot believe that any intellectual person believes that that woman has any credibility. Yeah, she was in some careers that exposed her to some things, but that does not make her an expert. And what did she look at? One autopsy photo that Turtle Boy fucking, what do you call it? It's way too late. I shouldn't be up. My brain stops working like this. That he fucked with to make it look deeper and more severe than it was. He's constantly creating fraudulent material that he puts into court as fraud. I have to believe that he's finally going to pay for his crimes, because the world is watching. He got his wish. He's famous, and we're all watching. And we all know, except people that either don't care, aren't paying attention, or don't want to know.
What's Fleming's excuse? I mean, he's local, isn't he? Where are the rest of these people? Where's Jules? What happened? Because it was a small group to begin with, and now it's shrunk even smaller. That's what you're trying to tell me here, there? I mean, kudos to her for being out there at least.
How do you feel about the election results?
I'm second.
You want your favorite President Trump's America? Oh, so what do you mean?
I'm second.
You want your favorite President Trump's America? Oh, so what do you mean? We know. You're good with that. Okay, so Kim, why did you suddenly take an interest in this case?
Fucking. So I guess when you meet Kimberly Fair, she comes with a mute Oompa Loompa. Awesome. Good to know.
Right, so does that have anything to do with the fact that I wrote about you 3 years ago? So it has nothing, that's just a coincidence?
I love you.
Remind me what that story is about.
I mean, I'll give her credit. So far, she's playing it off pretty well. Now, I only caught this far of it. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go over this when I go live. Because now, everything moving forward is going to be a reaction to this, okay?
Been so long.
So you were working in the post office, correct? And do you still work there?
I'm not working right now because I am home taking care of my son, who is.
Okay, so you're unemployed?
So again, like, this is so funny that she's a stay-at-home mom and they have to put a disgusting twist on it. And what are all these people that are standing out there that Will was just exulting as if they're heroes, that they are doing nothing but going to standouts and standing outside the court, not watching the trial, not actually listening to the evidence come into the court, spending days and nights doing this? What are they doing? Are they employed, Will? Because, like, you just exalted them up like they're some sort of fucking angels. But when there's single women who are, or, you know, they stay at home to take care of their children, you make that into, oh, they're government funded, you know, like, it's so vile. And again, you are, like, how old are you? I don't get it.
I mean, this is why I love Turtle Boy. This is why I love Turtle Boy, because it's the exact same thing. So you're unemployed then, right?
Do you have a job, Will?
That's like the first thing that comes to mind.
Or is this your job? Because you must be making a hell of a lot of money to be able to fucking pay your mortgage or all of your bills off of YouTube income. So all y'all that are watching him and paying him, you're paying all of this man's bills so he can sit and make fun of people and victimize people and re-victimize people and traumatize people and bully people as an adult.
So you're unemployed. Right. Got it. Right. I work in a home for who?
I get paid to take care of my son.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. Really? Really? Okay. Now, everything is solidified. Everything that I ever thought about this lady has just been fucking solidified. Like, this is someone who fucking lives off of your tax dollars to sit around, fuck around, and talk shit about.
Again, what are you doing, Will? How are you being funded? Are you using their money? All of the people that you're talking to right now? While you're stoned and drunk and fucked up? And then you're degrading this woman because she stays at home to take care of her special needs son? I would think that would strike a chord with you, Will, no? Doesn't that pull on your heartstrings a little bit? Or, oh, I forgot, it's black. You have no soul. I would think that that should be a part of you that could find some empathy in that void of yours. If you know, you know.
People, lie about people, dox people. This is
gaslighting, folks. This is what they do. I'm trying to think of the acronym. Is it DARVO or something? Defend. I can't remember. Reassign victim, abuser. It's gaslighting. He's stating that good people do what they do. He's literally saying what he's doing and saying it as if it's a bad thing, but putting his actions on somebody else. Jackson's a professional. Karen's a professional. Turtle Boy's a professional. Melanie's a professional. Mike Crawford's a professional. Bettero. All of these assholes. Glare is just, I'm sorry. Glare is not an intelligent person. I mean, he says, like every other word. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm on 2 times speed, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to listen to him at that speed because that's how fast I have to put it. It's still not fast enough for me. But because I'm recording this on my phone, it's probably not very easy to hear. So I put it down to 1.5. But it's like, he's just not an intelligent person. So he can't even he's not good at it. Jackson thinks he's good at it. People think that Jackson's good at it, but those are people, again, that have no self-esteem, that have no integrity, that look to him like he's some sort of god because he's some high-powered defense attorney who uses big words and can speak with some wisdom. And so, all hail on Jack. He's so belittling, I want to say masochist. That's not the right word, though. Chauvinistic. Again, my brain's not working this late. It's like 3 a.m. or something. So I'm probably going to have to get off pretty soon here. But, yeah, he's just gross. I mean, every personality has their own way of doing it. But if you've seen it once, you see it you can recognize it immediately.
This is, you people, you guys are paying her to do this.
You're paying him to do this.
To be a mother. Amazing. Now, this pisses me off. Normally,
she's actually spending time with her loved ones. Are you, Will? Are you spending time with your family? Or are you sitting on YouTube asking for donations and pretending like you're so grateful for all of these really amazing people that have been brought into your life who you literally do not give two shits about? And you literally tell them that. I mean, he comes out and says he doesn't respond to DMs. He doesn't, like, he won't talk to anybody offline. Like, he has this boundary to protect himself, which is all fine and good, but he's literally telling you he doesn't give a shit about you. You can go be gone tomorrow. He won't even fucking realize it. He won't notice your absence. If people who you consider to be your friends don't notice or miss you when you're gone, they are not your friends. They don't give a shit about you. If they don't hear from you for a week, and they usually do, and they don't call to check on you, they don't give a shit. Or not, that's too broad. They could have a lot of shit going on in their own life. That's way too broad of a statement. But you get my point. Like, not necessarily, that doesn't mean that they don't give a shit. It might mean that you need to call them because they may need a friend too. They probably have a lot of shit going on too. That's how relationships work. It's a two-way street. You have to give and take. What does Will give? Fake shit and bullying. This newfound, like, gratitude that he fucking talks about. Like, who the fuck is this guy? That is so fucking bullshit. It would be great if he did, but if he actually had that in his heart, he would not be able to do the things that he's doing. Because people who live with gratitude in their heart do not treat other people like shit and re-victimize victims, and not put people that should be at the top of your list in your life at the bottom of your list, if at all.
Normally, I don't talk about shit like this because people's personal feelings are personal.
Really? Really? That's just laughable. I'm not even going to respond to that. You normally don't talk shit about people. You're way above that, right? What is the premise of your entire fucking podcast about? Making fun of other people, bullying people, shitting on people, living in an echo chamber, not giving two shits about anybody.
But she's the one putting it out there. And she's telling Turtle Boy of all fucking people on camera. He's got a fucking phone shoved in her face, and she's fucking telling the whole world that
she doesn't give a shit. You can't bully her. She has confidence in who she is. You may not like her. You may not agree with her life choices. You don't have to. And she doesn't give a shit what you or Aiden or any of your fucking rest of your dickhead friends, quotes, air quotes, friends, conspiracy pals, co-conspirators, think about her. Nor should she. That's a woman with confidence. That's a woman who stands in her power. That's a woman who knows her worth. She knows she's not perfect. She likely owns mistakes she's made. I don't know. I don't know her, but I'm just based on the fact that she doesn't give a shit and she's not going to cower and run away from this adult bully. And she's actually finding her own amusement in his bullshit. That speaks volumes to her personality and her confidence in who she is. You're a little fucking man. Degrading a woman who spends all day, every day with her special needs son because she loves him. Because that's what people do when they love each other. Where are all of your actual, like, in real life friends and family, Will? Are you spending time with those that love you? I hope so.
he mooches off of government welfare to be a mother. Because here's how these things work. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's on the up and up. I don't know what the issues are with her son. I'm not going to speculate. All I'm going to say here is, I know someone. And as much as I'm going to tell you about them, as far as who they are, is I know someone who is one of the most reprehensible people I've ever had to deal with in my entire life, who got a job working for the county, who determines who gets benefits and if they qualify for benefits. Okay? Then this person quit that job, and then decided to find every possible loophole that this person could to be able to collect these benefits because she knew the loopholes because she did it for a job. And then she decided, why am I working? Why am I working when I can just do this?
Again, Will, what are you doing? And is this an ex of yours, perchance? Because you either are lying, because unless you were very close to this person, you would not know all of these intimate details about this person's life. So it has to be somebody that you were once close to. Or you have to be exaggerating a story that somebody told you in a third-party fucking chain mail, telephone fucking game that's been fucking exaggerated and expounded upon. And what are you doing? You literally sit on YouTube and go to the gym. And you take fucking money from people that you literally tell them you don't give a shit about them in one breath, but they choose not to hear that. Then you say in the next breath that you love them and you're so grateful for them and they're all so wonderful. They're all so wonderful that you won't even give them the time of day, but you'll gladly take their money, right, Will? How does that make you on the up and up?
In real time, go through these motions, right? I saw it happen. And this is somebody who I knew very well. So I was like, this person is absolutely completely full of shit. And so when I hear this person, who I've seen behave the way that she does, say that.
Again, you don't have to like her or like what she does with her life. You don't even have to talk about her. In fact, please don't. Do not make her life your business, because it's not. You don't have to like what she does. You don't get to have an opinion on what she does. You have no right commenting on what you think she should be doing and what you think she shouldn't be doing. The fact of the matter is she's spending her life with her child. Whether you like how she's doing that or not, it doesn't fucking matter. She clearly at least has that fucking priority straight. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the most important priority because as I previously said, life is all about love. We are here to love one another. If she is home taking care of her son, loving him, raising him, teaching him, doesn't matter if you agree with her politics, doesn't matter if you agree with her sex life or her choice in vices or what she wears. I don't give a shit what your concepts are about what you believe is right or wrong for her to do. Why don't you fucking do some inner soul searching and some reflection on who you are and what you think is important and focus on that rather than focusing on people you don't know and people that you have no business telling them what they should and shouldn't be doing. Why don't you try that, Will? Why don't you get off YouTube for 1 week and do a little bit of soul searching? Go camping. Take your dog and your kitty and go spend some time in the woods away from social media and journal and read and pray. And come to know your spiritual self and sit with your fucking shit. Because we've all got it. This is what I'm talking about, gaslighting, folks. He's literally demeaning somebody for doing exactly what he's doing while he's demeaning somebody that he doesn't even know for doing it when he doesn't even know what their fucking motivations are. It's outrageous.
I know everything about her that I need to know.
Yeah, so he knows everything about her that he needs to know because he knows that he's assuming that she's getting some government help, which probably she is. I don't know her. I have no idea what her business is, but let's assume she's getting government help to take care of her child. Okay. And because she accepts government help so that she can stay at home and love her child, she's, what, a POS in your eyes because she accepts government help to take care of her child? Because maybe she's a single woman or something? Like, I don't know. What's her story? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. But again, what is it that you're doing, Will? You're sitting here collecting money for talking shit about people, for victimizing people, for making your opinions in somebody else. You know her now because you know one thing that she didn't even say. You're just assuming. You're making assumptions based on the questions that Turtle Boy is asking her and her very witty way of answering him. Like, she doesn't give a fuck and he's not gonna fucking bully her ass. Bring it, Turtle Boy. He doesn't intimidate her. He really doesn't intimidate anybody. He just drives everybody fucking nuts. It's like a fucking mosquito stuck in your sleeping bag in the middle of the night that keeps biting you and biting you and biting you, and you can't fucking find the fucking thing. And you wake up with 80,000 fucking mosquito bites. Slowly draining your blood and giving you disease. Ah, that's a really good fucking analogy. Totally on the fly, but that worked real great. Like, literally bringing disease to people, infecting them by just being a fucking bug that people just want to slap. Like, go on your way. Just go on your way. I won't even have to fucking hurt you. I don't need to kill you. I don't need to hurt you. I don't need to smack you. Just leave me the fuck alone. Go be out in somewhere. Just go away from me because I don't want you in my life. And if people don't want you in their life, listen to them. That doesn't mean stalk them, harass them, call them, text them, incite others to do the same. Leave them the fuck alone.
This is an absolutely entitled succubus on society.
Wow.
This person right here.
You don't. Okay, that's really a broad generalization. So you're going to sit here and tell me that you know that any woman that is accepting any kind of government assistance is a succubus on humanity? Entitled and spoiled? You fucking kidding me? People that struggle. People that have lived life hard are the best kind of people. You are so disgusting, Will. Making a broad general, like, so what exactly? Let me parse through this. Is your statement ultimately, when you boil it down, is that anybody who accepts government assistance is a piece of shit? Is that what you're saying? So what about people who spend all day on YouTube accepting donations and memberships and super chats and fucking stupid bullshit for talking shit about other people? What does that make you? For literally spreading lies and victimizing people and terrorizing people, consciously knowing that you are doing this, conspiring to continue this, working with others to continue this fraud, criminally, yes, criminally. What does that make you? If you had good intentions, you could go volunteer at the Humane Society or, go help people in the children's hospital. Donate some time. Nope, you got to spend it on YouTube shitting on other people, judging other people, taking everybody else's inventory, and not doing any sort of inner work. It's disgusting. I'm going to stop now because it's late and I got this out of my system. So hopefully somebody will find this helpful. And I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if I even have anybody in here with me, but if you are, thanks for listening. I'm going to see if I can see anything in here. I'm just yapping. Okay, I don't know. TV went off. Crazy lady. Yeah, I don't know if I helped anybody here tonight, but I know that the universe will bring this to the people that might find some solace in my rants. Believe it or not, oh, J5, I don't know. I just saw yours. I didn't know. I can't even really read this. I see you because my name is highlighted. I'm trying to read stuff, but they're all just making really non-intelligent comments that really have no substance, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, I know. I really wish the FBI would actually arrest the real criminals in this case. I would love to see them fucking arrest Yanetti and Jackson, come into court one day and just fucking... Judge Bev will be like, "Can I help you, sirs?" And the agents will be like, "Yeah." And they'll just walk up there and they're men in black. Fucking throw on the metal cuffs on everybody and walk them out in their bracelets. That would be beautiful. Hank Brennan, I hope you do that one day. Alright, y'all. I'm here to help if anybody, needs some help, because I really do feel really a lot of sympathy for people that have been tricked, and the really caring hearts that these people have preyed upon and exploited your goodness. So if you do ever want to get a different opinion and maybe wrap it out a little bit, I'm here for you. I will never turn anybody away. So truly know that I care. Please be kind and spread light and love in everything you do. Smile. It goes a long way. Smile at a stranger. Open the door for a stranger. Really simple things. That's what we need to do. Somebody falls down, help them up. They have a flat tire, help them change it. The golden rule, treat others the way you would like to be treated. And truly, just don't treat people with hate. It should all be coming from a place of love. If you're so supportive and you're such good people who just want to support this wonderful, beautiful woman, then why are you so full of yucky? If that's the truth and you're here to support her in a positive way. You know why you can't? Because she's a psychopath and she gives the orders. All of these people are doing her bidding because they're getting a lot out of it. Please think. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Be the kind of person that you want your children to look up to. Be the kind of person that your dog thinks that you are. Right, Rennie? Yeah. And I'm here. So hit me up. I'm obviously the smallest channel on YouTube, but if you find me, you find me. And you must have needed to hear something tonight. So, light and love. Love you all. Have a good night. Mwah.